are you able to see my PPT?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. See, what is the example? We have to count this example using the round robin scheduling, and the time quantum is equal to 3. In round robin, generally we are having time quantum. It is of preemptive nature. So all the processes are getting time using some fixed time quantum assigned. And the second thing is here we got a new thing, and that is the, I can say, context switching. Context switching time is equal to 1. Now what is the context switching? Let me first explain you what is context switching. Okay, see, let me take a pointer pen. We know that processes are either in a ready state, in a ready queue, right? Or processes are in a running state. Either it is in execution, in running state, or it is in ready state, right? So for example, there is a process P1 which is in running state. It is currently running. Process P2 and P3 are in a ready queue, right? Now processes are preemptive. Now suppose there is a time quantum 3 is assigned to P1 and P1 has now completed its execution of 3 units. Then what P1 will do? P1 will go back to the ready queue by storing the state. For example, P1 from 3 units, I can say that P1 has completed some 30% of execution from the 100% execution, right? P1 is having, suppose burst time is equal to 10, right? So 3 units of P1 we have executed and 30% execution is completed, and that is going to save into the ready queue. Yes, it has completed 3 units, 30%. So remaining only 7% we have to execute now. So this is the saving of state of P1. Now P1 will going to come back into the ready queue, and P2 will get the chance for the execution because this is the preemptive process. Now execution of P2 will begin, and three units of P2 will going to execute, right? Now P3's turn will come, again P1's turn will come. Now P1 will start from the 7 because it has completed the 3 unit. So as and when this process is switching from ready queue to running queue and running queue to ready queue, its state is going to save. What is the current state of P1 now? P1 has to execute 7 unit of time because P1 has completed 30% execution, 3 unit of time P1 has completed. So this is the state which is going to save, and from the next we have to start the execution of P1 from the 7. So this is the time where process is switching from one place to another, from ready queue to running state and running to ready state and saving the state. This is called context switching. For example, I have to go to the Baroda, right? Now through the express highway, I reached up to Anand and I have taken some break. I have to take some lunch or something like that. Now again I'll start my driving. Again I'll start, I can say, going for the Baroda. But I have to start from Anand only. I don't have to come back to Ahmedabad again and again for reaching up to the Baroda, because I have reached up to Anand and my current state, the saved state is Anand, that I am at Anand. From Anand now I have to go to the Baroda. Same way, the state is going to save as and when the process is going to come from the ready queue to running queue and running queue to ready queue, right? And this is the call context switching. All the time we are not taking any kind of time for the context switching, but in this example they have given us time of context switching is equal to 1. Okay, now this is the ready queue. For example, process P1, P2, P3 and P4, these all are into the ready queue, all are arrived into the ready queue. Why? Because all arrival time is 0, all came together in a ready queue. So in the sequence we will execute. The sequence of P1, P2, P3, P4, we are going to execute our processes, right? Now the first process is P1. Your first process is P1. It is going to start at time 0 and the time quantum is equal to 3. So at 3 P1 will going to complete, and now P1 is having 8 minus 3 is equal to remaining burst time 5. Okay, now P1 will go back into the ready queue and save its state is equal to 5, and P2 will come into the execution. So in between P1 goes and P2 comes, there is a context switching, and that is of 1 unit. So time 3 to 4, we are having context switching, right? Now at 4, P2 will start its execution, and P2 is having only 2 units of execution. So P2 will complete at time 6, right? Because time quantum is equal to 3, but P2 is having only 2 units of burst time. So P2 will complete, we have to remove P2. Now P2 will not come into the ready queue because P2 has completed its execution. Now P3 will come. Now before coming to the P3 from this ready queue to this running state, we have to save the state of this process, and again there is a context switching, and for 1 unit which is given to us, assigned to us. So at time 7, P3 will start its execution, and 3 units of P3 will execute, and at 10 P3 will preempt, and P3 will go back to the ready queue with 7 minus 3 is equal to 4 burst time. Now current burst time of P3 is equal to 4. So this is called context switching. P3 has saved its state, and P3 will give chance to P4. P3 will preempt, and P4 will get chance for the execution. So at a time 11, P4 will come into the ready queue, and 3 units of P4 will going to execute. So at a time 12, 13 and 14, at a time 14, P4 will complete its 3 units of execution, and P4 is already having only 3 units of execution. So P4 we have removed. P4 has completed its execution. Now P5 will come. So P4 will save its state, and P5 will come from the ready queue to running state, and this is called context switching. So at 15, the context switching will complete, and at 15, P5 will come into the ready queue, and its 3 units will going to execute. So at 18, I can say at 18, 16, 17 and 18, P5 will complete its execution. So 5 minus 3 is equal to 2, right? So P5 will come into the ready queue with the remaining burst time is equal to 2. Now again we have to start from the P1. So P5 will save its current state, and P1 will come, and there is a context switching happen. So at a time 19, P1 will again come into the ready queue with the remaining time is equal to 3 units it is going to execute. So 5 minus 3, now we are having burst time is equal to 2 with P1, right? So 19 plus 20, 21 and then 22. At 22, P1 will preempt and give chance to other process. And this is the context switching. Its state is going to save after 1 unit of time. So at 23, the remaining process P3, because P2 and P4 has completed, now P3 will come, and P3 is having 4 unit of execution remaining. So P3 will complete its 3 unit at 26. Okay, and P3 will again go to the ready queue from the running queue, from the running state, and this is called context switching. It has taken 1 unit of time. So at 27, now the remaining process P5 will come for the execution from ready queue to running state, and P5 is having only 2 units of execution left, right? So at 29, P5 will complete its execution. Now P5 completed, it is removed. P5 is removed from the ready queue. The remaining processes are, we are having now P1 with 2 unit and P3 with 4 unit. Now P1 will execute, but before this we are having one context switching, which is going to store the state of P5 and get the current state of P1. Now P1 will going to execute for remaining 2 unit. So I can say at 32, P1 will complete, save its state and come back to the, it is completed. So it is removed. Now the only remaining process with 4 unit is P3. Is it okay? P3 is having 4 unit remaining. Is it okay or something? There is some problem.
Ma'am, only 1 unit remaining na P3.
Yes, 3 we have already completed here. 3 we have completed here. So the only remaining unit is 1. We will move to subtract this. That's why this problem created. I doubted that there is some issue. So at 33, now at 33, P3 will complete its execution, right? So now we have to write down the completion time of all the processes. Tell me what is the completion time of P1? बोलो फटाफट P1 नो completion time.
32.
That is
32.
32. What is completion time of P2? बोलो.
6.
Now tell me what will, how 6, 7 नहीं आएगा?
6.
Completion time of P3?
33.
No, ma'am, it will
P4?
not be 33, it will be 34.
How?
मैम P1 32 पे कंप्लीट हुआ और कॉन्टेस्ट स्विचिंग हुआ 33 पे, तो मैम अभी 1 यूनिट बाकी है तो 34 पे आएगा ना.
Yes, he is right actually. 34. Okay, fine. Then what is the completion time of P4? बोलो. What is the completion time of P5?
P5. 29.
Yes. Now turnaround time, completion time minus arrival time. So वो तो सेम ही आएगा सबका because 0 है ना. Now what is waiting time? PAT minus BT. 32 minus 8. 6 minus 2. 34 minus 7. BT यहाँ से सीधा लेना है. It is already given. Bus time is given. Turnaround time per half. 14 minus 3 and 29 minus 5. So let me know what's the answer here. $24. यहाँ पे क्या आंसर आएगा बोलो फटाफट चलो. 27 आएगा यहाँ पे आंसर. 34 minus 7.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now you have to do summation of all the turnaround time divide by 5, so you can get the average turnaround time. You have to do summation of all the waiting time divide by 5, so you will get the average waiting time, right? So you can calculate the example like this. Now the next thing is